Hello, Taverners! How are we doing? Welcome back, everyone. Good to see you all in the chat. We are live for another big World Cup knockout game. We've got tonight Brazil, Seleção versus the Blue Samurai of Japan, Hajime Moriyasu Japan, who we saw beat England at Wembley. They are a very, very dangerous side. You've got to expect that they will be difficult to for Brazil to just waltz past. I've not been mega impressed by Brazil in this tournament either, to be honest. I thought they were good against Scotland, but then again, it's Scotland in the nicest possible way. So, you know, I can't really make my mind up on this one tonight. It's going to be a very, very tough game. Looking forward to it. Hopefully you are too. We'll be watching, we'll be going through all the lineups in just a second. Before we do, as always, want to give a big shout out to our friends, Oxford Natural, friends of the channel, who are sponsoring the Matchday Tavern throughout the FIFA World Cup. And the Optimum Day and Night supplements are helping people like Robbie from AFTV, people like KG, people like Michael Owen, people like yours truly, potentially. Hey, I'm going to try and get myself a before and after picture. And yes, if you're looking to kickstart your health journey, if you're looking to make some positive changes and you know, make yourself bikini ready. Man, I'm not going to be bikini ready for the summer. That would be a mistake. But you know, if it's beach season. It's beach season. And if you're looking to make some positive changes, then you could do a whole lot worse than looking at Oxford Naturals' various supplements, one of which, or two of which, would be Optimum Day and Night. Optimum Day help you with your cravings, they help you with your energy, keeping you on track throughout the day. And Optimum Night is about helping you rest, reset, relax. If you are interested in kickstarting your health, then you can do so by clicking the link in the description. You can scan the QR code, which is on screen right now, and will be on screen throughout the live. And you can also go and get 70% off your very first order by using code KEE70, KEE70. Go and check them out, go and show them some love. Thank you very much, everyone, for your patience. And let's get stuck into today's game. The lineups are on screen. Let's go through them. Oh, I've got to kill this fly. We've got a fly. I've got a fly in the room. I have to kill it. Oh, nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Right, we're going to be here all day. I can't be bothered with this fly. I've got a fly in the room. I don't know why. Must have had a window open somewhere. Anyway, let's get stuck into the lineups. So, lineups for today's game is as follows. We have Alisson Becker in goal, the greatest goalkeeper in the world, if you don't mind me saying so. He's in goal, and it's Danilo, Marquinhos, Gabriel, Douglas Santos at the back, Bruno Guimaraes, Casemiro, Lucas Paquetá in midfield, and then it's a front three. Ryan starts again, Bournemouth winger Ryan, who Liverpool increasingly are going to have to start looking at if Jan Diamand isn't going to happen. It might well have to be Ryan from Bournemouth. Mateus Cunha starts up front as well, with Vinny Jr. on the other side. Let's take a look at Japan. Japan have gone with Zion Suzuki in goal. Takehiro Tomiyasu starts. Former Arsenal defender starts alongside Shogo Taniguchi, Hirokito and Ritsu Doan. Kaishu Sano, Daichi Kamada of Crystal Palace, Kito Nakamura and Junya Ito. And then up front, it's Daisen Maeda of Celtic and the danger man, or what many would consider to be Japan's real danger man, Ayase Ueda. Brazil in their yellow kit, they are, aren't they? Yeah. Right. Folks, get me your predictions in the chat. I want to hear from you. What are you saying for this one? Tough one to predict. I think Brazil, I'm going to go with Brazil. I do think Brazil will go through. Yeah, I'm going to go with Brazil to win, and Brazil to win, maybe not comfortably, but I'm going to go over 1.5 anyway. I've gone Brazil over 1.5. Let me get the chat up. I'm not ignoring you, YouTubey lovely people. Aftab, how's it going, Hiller? This match should be fantastic, says City of Northville. Couldn't agree more, mate. Little Philly says, afternoon, Taverners, ready for a great match today. Is right, love that. Who else are we missing? Connor, first time I've been early to see the intro. Good lad, Connor. Well, there you go. You've seen it, you've enjoyed it. David Ross says 3-2 to Brazil. Good to see you, sir. Who else have we got in? Is 3-star in? I've not seen 3-star yet. Number 1 security, good evening. Gabriel says 1-0 to Brazil after extra time. Rion Khan says predictions for Brazil. Japan 3. Brazil 1. You're thinking Japan go through? A-Meg says Hayden Hackney to Everton. The deal is almost done for 25 million quid. What do you make of that, Hayden Hackney to Everton? Yeah, what do you think of Hayden Hackney to Everton? I'm not sure about that one. Yeah, really not sure about that. Right. Okay. I think we've got everything we need. Perfect. Right, well, we've done the lineup. So what is everyone saying on... Callum says 25 too much for Hayden Hackney. Apparently, isn't it only 16 million? But it's like 5-6 million dependent on Everton getting in the Champions League and things like that. So it's basically 16 million. Everton aren't getting in the Champions League anytime soon. Lil Philly says, evening, key mate, how are you? And who are you cheering for? Well, you know I love the underdog. I'm a big fan of the underdog. However, I'm cheering for Brazil because I've got them on everything. Basically, if Brazil don't go through tonight and go through with a couple of goals scored in the game, I'm not going to be happy. I've gone for Brazil in over 1.5 and I've got it on about 3 or 4 long lists. City of Northville, is it just me, or does Brazil's national anthem sound like it could be an intro for a cartoon? Speak about the devil and he shall appear. Yeah, there he is, 3-star. We were just wondering where you was. Ethan says, I don't want Gusto near City. Is Gusto rumoured to City? I've not heard anything about that. I've really not heard anything about that. I've got to get this fly. This fly's doing me head in. Just keeps flying back and forth between the lights. Loves the lights. Well, listen, it's a long day. This is the first game of 3 that we're going to be covering tonight in the knockout rounds. I'm going to be doing this one. Straight after this, we've got Germany, Paraguay. Straight after that, Netherlands versus Morocco. 2 a.m. 2 of the a.m. City of Northville. City just going to buy everyone. It'd be a very bad idea, I think, to go in for Gusto. I gotta say, one thing I do want to talk about, by the way. Connor, good to see you, mate. How's things? One thing I do want to mention, I'm going to do a little video on this later. Chelsea fans, I'd be really intrigued. I mean, I'll have a chat to Timbo about it later as a Chelsea fan. I'm really interested to hear from Chelsea fans on this point. Chelsea fans seem absolutely raging with Enzo Maresca. Has he done anything? I've got Chelsea fans who are telling me he's a snake. He's an absolute snake. I can't believe what he's done. And honestly, I'm looking at it and thinking, I feel like the guy's acted about as honourably and professionally as he can. Has he not? Maybe I've got it wrong. But it seems like he's acted with the integrity you would expect of a manager. He's obviously heard through the grapevine. Maybe it will have been, third parties of agents have spoke to City, and they've spoke to agents of Enzo Maresca. And through informal channels and all that sort of stuff, he's become aware that Manchester City have been interested in him if Pep Guardiola was to leave at the end of the season. But Pep Guardiola said loads of times he's going to leave and then not left. Enzo Maresca left Chelsea because he didn't want to be there anymore. And he told Chelsea, didn't he? He told them in December, the first time of asking, he was like, listen, I've been in, there's rumours that City want me at the end of the season. I don't want to be here anymore. And he resigned. I genuinely think that's the smartest thing to do. Is that not the nicest way of... Is that not what we would all expect of our managers? Is that not exactly what we would expect of any manager? That they think... We're gonna... I mean, listen, there's Chelsea fans saying, well, he could have stuck it out to the end of the season. Hang on a minute, if a manager says, I don't want to be at your club, end of the season, you're not letting him stay. That's it, it's done. Ben says, Diamant to PSG is a brave move from the player. He will be competing with the best wingers in the world, and that can only benefit him and help with his progress. See, I disagree. I think it's I think it's an illuminating move from a point of view of, I wouldn't have advised. If I was Jan Diamant's advisor, I wouldn't have advised him to go to PSG, where he's going to play maybe 20 games a season. He needs games, he needs regular minutes. It's a bad move for him. It's a very bad move. How's it going, Adam? Good to see you. He owes them nothing. Why would any manager be loyal to Chelsea? A serial philanderer who shacks up with every manager in the league. Can't blame Maresca, says David Ross. Chelsea are not in Europe. City are in the Champions League. It's more that they seem to say that there's like a right way and a wrong way to leave a football club. Like, what exactly are they asking him to do? What exactly did they want Maresca to do? How would they have wanted him to leave the club? I don't think that... It sounds to me like sour grapes from Chelsea after a disappointing season, and they're blaming him for the way their season unfolded. I don't think he's got any obligation at all once that contract finishes. He's got no reason to help Chelsea in any way. Adam says, come on, Japan. Make that crybaby cry harder. What crybaby? Who are we on about? Cunha? Vinny? Which one? They wanted him retire because no club will ever match Chelsea's aura. Well, we're off and underway here. Matty says, I think Chelsea are overreacting. When you get an offer from City and you're at Chelsea, you're leaving, aren't you? And Connor says, I thought Enzo got the sack at Chelsea. Didn't know he left on his own. Well, according to his statement today, he left of his own accord. Thank you very much for that, Adam. Really appreciate that, mate. All right, Key, did you see Chelsea's pathetic bid yesterday for Xhaka? Well, what would you say is an appropriate bid for Granit Xhaka? 8 million, I agree, is probably on the lower end of the scale. But what's an appropriate bid for Granit Xhaka? I'm not sure that's an incredibly derisory offer, given he's 34. Hiller says, I don't see any reason for any compensation. Well, nor do I. I think that was just maybe Chelsea having a whinge and City going, all right, here, just for God's sake, just take that. Just take it and go away with our blessings. Timbo, I expect nothing less than consistent negativity towards Chelsea from everyone in the chat, so I can't complain. Okay, well, Timbo, come on, enlighten me. I'm genuinely curious, mate. You know me, I'm an open book. And I am happy to learn. There's no ego here. I get things wrong a lot. Right? So, educate me, enlighten me from a Chelsea perspective why you feel... Good effort, that. Just wide. Give me Bruno, give me Rice going, come on! Liverpool, raise your bid! Raise your bid! Yeah, tell me as a Chelsea fan, you tell me why Enzo Maresca's so vilified for the way he's left the club. Corner Brazil. Adam, good game for Brazil. We can see what level they are on at the back. Hopefully Japan can ask some questions. Well, they've got the first corner. Bruno Guimaraes to take it. Terrible corner. Easy to defend. How's it going, Ryan? Good afternoon. Key in the gang. Key in the gang. Sounds like a tribute act to Cool in the Gang. Ethan says Enzo was at City before. Of course, the job comes round. He'll want it and he will prefer City. But it sounds like he wasn't loving life at Chelsea and would have moved on anyway. Shahid, it looks like Liverpool are going to go all out for Barcola. Again, I'm not bowled over by Bradley Barcola. I wasn't massively bowled over by Jan Diamant, to be honest, but I wasn't bowled over by Bradley Barcola. Guess it depends on the fee. Japan down the left-hand side. This is good football, and that's going to be a goal kick. Excellent defending from Marquinhos. Brilliant football. Pete says Diamant has gone for the cash, the greedy bastard. He's just shown what kind of player he is. Well, I'm not going to say it's because of the cash. He is a French speaker. Apparently his dad lives in Paris as well. You know, there's family close by there. Maybe it's that. Maybe he wants to be close to family. And I can understand that if that is true. But I do think it possibly suggests a lack of application. I think if you're looking at Liverpool right now, for a right winger, and your two options are Liverpool and PSG, I don't think there's even a contest. It's Liverpool every single day of the week. If you're an ambitious winger, you'll go to Liverpool. You'll play regularly. Liverpool are a side that, you know, have won a title in the biggest league in the world in the last 18 months. We're a side that have been in multiple Champions League finals in the last few years. Liverpool are a side that will absolutely be there again. It's just a case of players committing to it. Timbo says, firstly, the fans aren't vilifying him. It's the club. But for him to speak to City behind our backs and then resign, knowing that he's going to City, isn't a great look, is it? Why? Why is it not a great look? Do you not believe in freedom of movement? If you're in a job and you decide you don't like that job anymore, can you not say, I don't want to be here, I want to go somewhere else? I think the smart thing to do, the nice thing to do, the professional thing to do, is you say to your gaffer, I don't want to be here anymore. Cactus, who's winning the Morocco match? I think Netherlands go through in that one. Scouse could be a shock. Outfit Japan to go far. Japan to beat Brazil. Says Scouse. Timbo says anyone who doesn't choose Liverpool is instantly labelled money hungry. I just think it's a silly move. I don't know why you would choose a place where there's like five, well, currently 6, to be honest. 6 wingers who you'll be competing with, or you can go to Liverpool where you've got maybe 2, 3. Like, the competition matters at that age. You need to be starting games regularly, and it's a baffling move for me. It's a really silly move. They should choose Liverpool for the history. It's exactly the same shit Jelly was on with United. No, it's not. It's not. I'm not saying it's history. I'm saying as a prospect, Liverpool represent better. Not to all players, by the way. Not to all players. PSG are absolutely a better team than Liverpool. Country mile. But Liverpool are a better prospect for a winger specifically right now than PSG. Yes. I'll argue that till I am blue in the face. You can't have wingers. The best wingers won't go to PSG at the minute because they'll be competing with Kvaratskhelia, Dembele, Doué, now Magnus Akliouche, and Bai as well, the young lad from Senegal who scored the other day. They've got a lot of talent in those wide areas. That's before they've sold Barcola as well. They've still got to sell Barcola. Oh, Suzuki comes out and claims it. Timbo, he's competing with Doué on the right, isn't he? He can back himself over Doué. I mean, not with PSG though. No, PSG always prefer French players. They always tend to favour French players. And Doué's starting French right winger, isn't he? I don't see them starting Jan Diamand over Doué. Jan Diamand will go to PSG sort of like Hugo Ekitike did when he went to from Reims to PSG. He'll move on in another 2 years. And maybe that's what Jan Dierman's looking at. Maybe he's saying, I'm 19 at this stage in my life. I can go to PSG, win some stuff, and see how it goes. And, you know, I can move to the Premier League in a couple of years' time. Maybe it's that. Ben, I don't think Liverpool is the club to help young foreign players, just like United. There's too much pressure on them to succeed instantly. I disagree. I think the Premier League is a perfect ground for the best and you know, the footballers that want to go far. Tom, biggest PR stunt ever, been chasing him for months. What do you mean, biggest PR stunt? What does that mean? PR for who? Finners Matty, do you think Harry Kane will want to go to Barcelona, Key? Yeah. I think Barcelona looks better on your CV than Bayern. And yeah, to go there and replace Lewandowski and play alongside Lamine Yamal and play in a wonderful city in Spain, yeah, I think that's a nice change of pace for Harry Kane. Obviously, it would be dependent on whether or not Bayern have an attitude or an aptitude to sell, I guess. Brazil knocking it round over to the left-hand side here. Ben says, why would he be a bench warmer if he's worth over 100 mil? Surely he'll be fighting for a starting position if he's as good as Liverpool and his club think he is. Well, he would start for Liverpool, but he wouldn't start for PSG every week. He would have competition. That's my point. Like, put it this way. If Diamand comes in on that right-hand side, most managers will tell players, you're my starting player in this position. Oh, here we go. Good ball. Brazil, excellent defending. Edge of the box. Strike. Handball. Big claim for the handball. He's saying no. Still Brazil pressing. Ball stood back. And Brazil knocking it around again. I suppose the argument against that would be Kvaratskhelia came in and started over Barcola. I know, but I don't think they rate Barcola, and I think that's why they're trying to move him on. This is why I'm saying I'm not massively keen on him anyway. I don't think Barcola is really rated at Paris Saint-Germain, and that's why he's not started that many games. Whereas I think Doué is. I mean, Doué's starting for France. Barcola's not. Doué is like the golden boy with France, and he, you know, starting in Champions League finals for PSG. He's very, very well thought of there. Pete, if he's that good, prove it in the so-called best league in the world. I don't mean to Liverpool. Yeah, I mean, I don't get it. It's a silly move for me, but if it's true, good luck to him. How's things at the Tavern, mate? Very good, mate. Very good. How's life? Ben, that's a massive contradiction. If he's as good as everyone says he is, why would he not start over Doué? Because Doué's very good as well. And when you have two players who are very, very good in the same position, it causes... It's not a nice problem to have. It causes conflict. It causes conflict. There's no manager in football who ever really wants two absolutely world-class players in the same position. If they can only play in the same position, it's a recipe for disaster. Whoa, that could be a red. That could be a red for that tackle on Vinny. Oh, that's a red card. That is a red for me. That one might be a VAR check. This one, I'm telling you what, that's a bad tackle, that. That is a very bad tackle. I think he's got away with it. Kaishu Sano, yellow card. Timbo, it depends how many games he starts, I suppose. If he starts 30 games in all comps, that's hardly that bad if it comes with a treble. Yeah, I mean, I guess it remains to be seen. Your career's long. I guess you might look at it and say, well, I can have a little spell at PSG and move to the Premier League a little bit later. They're paying 100 mil plus for a bench warmer. I think they're looking at him as someone who can play left and can play right, and they might be buying him because they're anticipating a big player leaving. Kvaratskhelia is a player that might be moving on. Not necessarily this summer, but maybe next. It might be like succession planning. Again, that's really common in big business, isn't it? Succession planning. Let's go and get the guy that we think will replace the guy that we have right now. And we might have to accept that there will be an adaptation period. Big save from Suzuki. Second shot on target, that from Brazil. But yeah, there's no manager who ever has two players. Oh, unlucky. That was a fabulous effort from Bruno. He can come Liverpool playing like that in. Good, thanks, Key. Had a nice day out in Chester today. Beautiful. Love Chester. Rob, he won't be a bench warmer. PSG rotate a lot because the league is pap. Yeah, but that's still a bench warmer, isn't it? I guess what I'm saying is he would expect to play a lot of games. An awful lot of games. Like, how many has he actually played this season, Jan Diamand, for RB Leipzig? So, he played 36 games, right? Now, if we compare that to let's have a look at PSG this season. So Barcola made nearly 50 appearances for PSG, but the vast majority of them were off the bench. Like, vast majority of them were off the bench. Pete, it's like if Kane joins City while Haaland is still there, who do you start? Well, okay, yeah, that's exactly what I would say. Yeah. Free kick for Japan. Opportunity for them to get a shot on target at Alisson Becker. Diamand may be the long-term replacement for Dembele. Could be, yeah. Certainly could be. Free kick for Japan here. Daichi Kamada's over it. There's quite a few players over it. Alisson's got his wall set. 2 yellow cards already in the game here. It looks like it's going to be Kamada. Could be Ritsu Doan. It is Kamada. Oh, deflection. It's going to be a corner kick. They did that with their keeper. They did, yes. They tried to bring in, what's his name? Chevalier. Lucas Chevalier. That didn't work out very well. There's Ronaldo and Roberto Carlos in the stands for this one. Lucius says, Japan side works so hard collectively. I love it. There's a big question about whether Japan's intense, high-pressing style could actually work in these hot climes. Aftab, if Diamand comes to Liverpool, he will start because we've already lost Salah. Don't know why he's chose PSG. That's true enough. It's going to be a goal kick for Brazil. Is Goto playing? Don't think he is he? No, Goto's on the bench. He's one to watch. Kisuke Goto. He's on loan. He's at Anderlecht at the minute. I know he's been playing in the Belgian Jupiler League. He was on loan. He's a talented young player Japan could bring off the bench. Only 21. Shades of early Kaoru Matoma. Japan down the right-hand side. They're getting a lot further forward than I thought they would, you know, Japan. I mean, I didn't think this would be a walkover, but I did think Brazil would win it and win it relatively comfortably in the end. That's a handball. Yep. Brazil free kick. How's the game been so far, Keith? Still in work, so not had the chance to watch. You're not missing much. Honestly, Kieran, you're not missing much. It's been 2 shots on target, both from Brazil. Yeah, Japan have probably had a little bit more of the ball than I thought they would have, but not really done much with it. 18 minutes in. Timbo, Liverpool fans seem to forget you've not had the best season. You've got an unproven manager at the top level. Compared to PSG, it's quite a big gap. Of course, that gap can be closed, but still. I know, but that's not my point. My point isn't that Liverpool are better than PSG. My whole point, I guess, revolves around where will he get platformed better? Where will he get more starts, more minutes? Where will he develop faster? Where will he learn more? And I think that's not even close to questionable. I think that's Liverpool every single day of the week. Given that he won't start. He won't start as many games at PSG as he would Liverpool. And I'd find anybody, I'd defy anybody to disagree with that. He will absolutely start more games for Liverpool than he would for PSG. And that's a big factor in anyone's decision to move to a club. How many games, how often am I actually going to get on the pitch? Am I going to be the starting guy? Am I going to be your main threat? And if he is at Liverpool, which he is, it's Mo Salah's shoes. You're coming in to be the number one guy. Like, that's a massively, massively big thing. I don't know why that wouldn't appeal to a right winger that has ambition anyway. So, yeah, I mean, as Kieran's saying there, he walks into that Liverpool starting 11. You can't really make the same case for PSG. And I think, yeah, that's something that most ambitious, exciting top young players would consider before they moved anywhere. City of Northville says, Brazil has the talent on paper. Football is a game of the soul. It's not played upon paper. Absolutely. Here's Vinny down the left-hand side. Good football. Stands it back. Japan head it away. Brazil applying a little bit more pressure now. Here's Paquetá. Japan easy clearance. George, think he starts in the league quite often for PSG with the main men saved for the Champions League games. And I agree with that. And is that not precisely what anybody... If you were Jan Diamant's agent, that's exactly what they would be saying. You're going to start quite a bit in the league for PSG. You might get the occasional game in the Champions League. But when it gets to the latter stages, they're going to go with what they've always gone with. Which, you know, what's won them 2 Champions Leagues, which is Dembele, Kvaratskhelia, Doué. So you're not going to start them games in the nicest possible way. You might come off the bench. You're not going to be one of the main men. Timbo, it's the same reason lots of players chose City over the years versus top 4 Prem teams who they'll start every week for. Starting every week obviously isn't the only factor, it seems, for players. What's the reason why lots of players... Hang on, what players chose City over top 4 teams? Give me an example, Timbo. Brazil down the left-hand side. Good football. They've got Japan penned in. Switch of play over to Ryan on the right. Oh, it's a bit too heavy. And it goes out for the throw-in on the far side. Oh, well. We have got the next round of the Matchday Tavern FIFA World Cup of Scran. And honestly, it's I think it's a pretty straightforward one, this one. You've got either Brazil's national dish, which is feijoada, which is a black bean and pork stew, served with rice and orange slices. Sounds beautiful. Or sushi, which, honestly, is vile, as far as I'm concerned. City of Northville people wanted to play under Pep, Who's the next best thing? I agree. Andoni Areola, isn't it? Every single day of the week. Yo, Chris, how's it going? Oh, that's got to be a penalty. What's he give? Does he give a goal kick? Matheus Cunha, he loves a dive, but I think he's actually got a claim there. Have we got a claim there? Have we got a possible penalty check? Cunha drives in the area. No, it's out the area. That's a definite free kick. How's he not got that? Oh, that's a free kick every day of the week, that. How's he not got a free kick there? That should have been a free kick to Brazil. Craziness from Japan. Semenyo and Gay chose City over Liverpool, I'm pretty sure. I know, but I think that conversation was had, and City's right-sided options weren't fancied. You know, Semenyo's competing with Savinho, and they'd already tried to move him on to Spurs. Mark Gay is competing with who? John Stones? You know, players who are getting on a little bit, and they didn't really... Nathan Ake, like, both of those players were always going to walk into City. That was a very like-for-like comparison. Don't get me wrong, if Jan Diamand was choosing City over Liverpool, I would be a lot more upset. A lot more. Jabba says, Liam Delap learned the hard way that choosing money over starting can be very unsatisfying. Yeah, very true. How are you feeling, Jabba, about Hayden Hackney? The news about Hayden Hackney today to Everton. Mercury, I vote Feijoada, but only if my Brazilian or her mother makes it. Pfft, make it. Send it to me, mate. Swifty, these water breaks are boring. We're playing 4 quarters nowadays. Tell me about it. Aftab says, Key, Anderson going City. City could look scary next season. City will be a very, very difficult prospect next season. I'd still say they've got a bit more work to do. And it remains to be seen how Enzo Maresca adapts to that job, because he is going to change some things. He's going to turn up the Championship. That's it. Again, we don't know what's going to happen with the 115. That could throw a whole spanner in the works. Manchester City could get a ban. They could get a huge points deduction. Personally, I don't think either of those will happen. But if it does, you never know. Jabba, I'm not up on that news just yet. I've been trying not to think about my club lately. Oh, sorry, mate. Well, you've agreed, according to sources over here, you've agreed a £16 million fee for Hayden Hackney from Middlesbrough. And there is a potentially, I think they said 9, it's nearly 25 million, the deal in total. But the remaining amount in add-ons, it involves England appearances and Champions League appearances for Everton. So I think you've probably got him for about 16 million. In the nicest possible way. The Arsenal says Guimaraes to Arsenal is as good as done, and Rodgers to follow, says Romano. Bruno and Rodgers to Arsenal. Not sure exactly how I'd feel about that. I think if you'd have told me at the start... I think Bruno's a very good signing for Arsenal. I think he's an upgrade on Zubamendi. Morgan Rodgers, though? Is he an upgrade on Martinelli? I don't think he is, you know. I don't think he is. Martinelli's, I think, better than Morgan Rodgers, or at least as capable. Morgan Rodgers still had a very good season last year, but I don't know, it'll be interesting to see how he thrives at Arsenal. Diamand has been offered more personal money, I reckon, and for a lot of players, that's the goal. Could be money, certainly could be. Guilty Spark Key, do you think Elliot Anderson is worth 130 mil? Well, he's not gone for 130 mil, has he? He's gone for 116 mil. And yes, I do think he is worth that. I think he is worth that. If you look at Declan Rice and Caicedo and what they went for, then yes, I think you'd have to say Elliot Anderson is absolutely worth. He is absolutely worth that amount. Martinelli doesn't come close to Morgan Rodgers. Well, maybe not on recent form, but I think he is. Morgan Rogers has had a very good season last year, but Martinelli's only 24. He's still young himself. In a better system, I think Martinelli's a better player. Put Martinelli in Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool, Martinelli rips it up. I'm not sure Morgan Rogers does. But then again, different players suit different systems. Ben Key, do you think Anderson's agents and representatives know something about the City situation? Because why would he go there if there's a chance of a points deduction? That's not stopped any player signing for him in the last 15 years, has it? It's never stopped any players signing for City. And it probably never will. There'll probably be mechanisms built into their contracts. We were talking about this the other day. There might be mechanisms built into their contracts so that if anything like that does happen and they get relegated or, they aren't going to be in Europe, then the players can leave for X amount. I wouldn't be surprised at all if the mechanisms were in. Sarah says, Key, he was fighting relegation, so why is he worth 116 million? Well, he wasn't fighting relegation. He was playing for a club that fought relegation, but he also played for a club that got to a European semi, played for a club that got into Europe on their first chance of asking, basically, in the Premier League. I thought he was brilliant for Forest for the last couple of years. I don't think anyone would doubt that. And there's plenty of players... Oh, what a strike! What a goal from Japan! Oh, my goodness me, what's happened there? It's an absolute screamer, and Japan have taken the lead. Oh, my goodness gracious me. Didn't see that coming. It's an absolute screamer. 25 yards out, maybe even 30. An absolute daisy cutter into the bottom corner. Nothing the keeper could do. Brazil just stood off. They just stood off and stood off and stood off. Invited the pressure on. Japan driving forward. And Sano, Kaishu Sano of Mainz, smashes it in from about 25, 30 yards out. Unbelievable effort. What a goal. Absolutely brilliant goal. And here's me saying Japan have got no chance. Well, they've just absolutely rammed that one down my throat. Japan in front. What a piece of football. Casemiro running like he's in treacle. Oh, hey. Why couldn't he play like that for United for most of last season? It's a terrible piece of defensive work from Casemiro. Oh, and Gabriel, what's he doing? Oh, not great defending from Gabriel and Casemiro, that. In hindsight, if you're a Brazilian, you're looking at that and thinking, I think you should do better there, lads. Got to do better. Now Brazil have to rebuild. They've got to start again. Trying to think what I've actually got. I think I had Brazil to score first, didn't I, as well? Did I? I think I did. I think I did have Brazil to score first. Oh, that's grim. Yeah, Brazil first team to score. Right, so that's them two gone then. Creed says, obviously not over yet, but nobody can say this wasn't on the cards. There was always a chance they could beat him. It would be a shock. I mean, this would be one of the shocks of any World Cup we've seen for a very long time. Brazil crashing out in the early stages. Should be a hell of a match now, says Shahid. And City of North Hill says Brazil's too much goodwill from shit they did before. They don't look half as good this time round. And Adam says, Key, I said, this is the real test of Brazil and their dodgy defence. Well, we did say before, not mega impressed by Brazil and how they've approached this tournament. I thought they were really flat against Morocco. Scotland basically handed them both goals, didn't they? I'll tell you what, though, I will say this. Japan have been very lucky. There's a couple of tackles gone in there that could quite easily have been red cards. Quite easily have been red cards. Neil says only 3 England goal scorers so far. Key, Kane, Rashford and Bellingham. Some teams are just made different. Man United, English goal scorers 1, Liverpool 0. Why does it matter whether they're English goal scorers? Liverpool have got more goal scorers at the World Cup than any other team in football. Brazil, whipped in, header. Oh, dreadful. Jabba, come on, Japan, bounce back so we can get Carlo back. Oh, Everton. Everton screaming for Carlo. You did, Pete. Yeah, you did say Japan were one of your outsiders. I know there was quite a few of you in the chat who said you fancied Japan. And I weren't sleeping on him, but kind of was a little bit, wasn't I? It's not that I don't, I think they're a good side. I just don't think player for player, they had... And manager for manager as well. Moriyasu's like a living legend in Japan. But Brazil, they've just got the moments. They've just got the moments in games that would make you think they can do something. Vinny's just had a shot on target straight at the keeper. The English goal scorers matter because Brexit means Brexit. Let's not start this again. City of Northville, their fair play spirit and sportsmanlike demeanour has made a red unnecessary. It's absolutely shocking. Couple of red card possibilities in there. I mean, to be honest, I was quite surprised at the odds for Brazil and over 1.5. Brazil and 2 goals in the game was nearly 2.5 to 1. That's crazy. Johnny, how's it going? I'm not colourblind, but I'm not necessarily a huge fan of yellow versus white here. I did think they would go yellow versus blue. I thought Japan would wear blue. Yeah, got my thumbnail wrong, which is frustrating. Edge of the box, Brazil, good block. Japan have got everyone in the area here. We're going to see an Arsenal masterclass here now. Total defensive football from Japan. Everyone behind the ball. No desire to go forward. Oh, Vinny, terrible from Japan. Absolutely shocking from Brazil. Anfield Vortex, Brazil need Ronaldo and Ronaldinho to pop up during the next hydration break. Sarah says, doesn't Brazil have blue in their colours? Well, they have blue shorts, but Japan's blue kit has white shorts. Ben, sorry, my bad, I meant goals, not goal scorers. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Ben. Yeah, goal contributions, Liverpool are top. And goal scorers, Liverpool are top. But goals, no, obviously I think Robbie and... There's quite a few who've done quite well, to be honest. Ooh, unlucky, that's better. Can't believe Japan. Can't believe they're beating them here. What is going on here? Carlo Ancelotti flirted with Brazil for years as well before he took the job, because there was obviously all that stuff about him needing to leave Spain. Tax and all that sort of stuff. And he goes to Brazil. They only actually had 4 competitive games in charge before the tournament. It wasn't a massive amount of preparation time for Carlo Ancelotti. 4 games before the tournament. Obviously, I say this every time we're watching one of the favourites, but again, it's worth noting, no foreign manager has ever won the World Cup. So you'd rule out Carlo Ancelotti. Logic, history would dictate that they will go out of the tournament at some point. They're not going to win it. Any standout player performances for you in the competition so far? Honestly, I mean, Sano, I would guess. He probably should have been off the pitch before he scores. But Kaishu Sano, yeah, I think he's been very, very tidy for Japan. Tough tackling midfielder from Mainz. He's very good. Two-footed, aggressive. Like him. Obviously scored a good goal today as well. Bit of an all-rounder. Daniel says this result is great for England. Well, you say that, but, you know, would you rather play Brazil or Japan in the next round? On paper, you'd say Japan, but based off what we've seen so far, this is exactly the type of team that Thomas Tuchel's England would struggle against. Strike from Brazil, again, dead easy. Zion Suzuki will save them all day. Socrates must be turning in his grave. This Brazil midfield isn't fit to lace his boots. Honestly, Casemiro shouldn't be in there. Fabinho shouldn't be in there. The fact that Manchester United have just signed Ederson and he can't get a kick in this Brazil midfield should be mega alarming. Like, mega, mega alarming. Jabber, that was nonsensical type. Moyes hadn't yet failed to win a match over 8 weeks. Richarlison will come on to change the game. Oh, wait. Oh, that's kicking him while they're down. There's a conversation that due to a lot of Brazil's players being in Europe, it's taken away the flair and diluted their class compared to what they used to be. It certainly is debatable. Yeah, again, we love making players functional in Europe. We don't like flair. We don't like individuality. It's all about the system. It's all about the team for a lot of managers. But if you've got a manager who's willing to platform individual players and give them a little bit of freedom, this is why I think Arne Slot deserved immense credit for the Mo Salah season. It's easy to put everyone into a box and saying you're a player on the pitch, you all have to work the same, you all have to work hard, work for each other, and that works for some managers. It's also probably not how you get the best out of players like Messi and Ronaldo and Salah, who maybe need different approaches. Neil says, I am concerned about Ederson at United, but we need to give him time like we need to give Carrick time. Have you got time? Have Man United got time to give Ederson and Carrick? Vinicius with the cross, blocked by Japan. Again, they've got everybody back. And Brazil finding it increasingly difficult to pick a hole. Here's Marquinhos, out to Ryan. A lot being asked of him. Brazil having Pops 30 yards out after 38 minutes is a little desperate this early. They're just looking so... Look at that. A dreadful cross in. Honestly, Suzuki will take them all day. Key, I think we'll do better against the better teams as England are built for counter-attacking football. Croatia went to us and it was our best performance. Well, I know, but we've got Mexico in the next round probably, and chances are we'll have Japan after that. So do we get past those two teams? Because we've struggled, mate, against Ghana and Panama. We didn't do brilliantly against Ghana and Panama. Get Neymar on, why not? Oh my God. We're not resorting to this now, are we? Take it easy, Matty. See you soon, mate. Ronaldinho, one of my all-time favourites. Yeah, that would be mine as well, David. I remember the great Brazilian players of the past. Pelé, Jairzinho, Rivellino, Clodoaldo, Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Rivaldo. Rivellino, absolutely. Socrates was unbelievable. Zico as well. People forget about Zico. I always thought Dunga was mega underrated. Don't think he ever got the flowers he deserved. Japan with a cross in. Tell you what, they're not sitting back quite as much as we thought they might. Good ball, far post. Oh, I tell you what, they're taking a gamble here, Brazil. They're taking a real gamble. Spurs transfer news says Dida needs a shout as well. Didn't love Dida. Wasn't a massive fan of Dida. Swifty says Trent can't get a kick for England, but Spence can. Sometimes a manager just doesn't like a player. Yeah, that's a very fair shout. Sometimes it just doesn't quite fit. Rob, Ghana and Panama weren't the best games, but got the job done and topped the group. Say the results came in a different order. Like Panama, Ghana 0-0, Panama 2-0, and Croatia in the last game. We'd be buzzing. I mean, yeah, you'd probably say the Croatia game was the best performance of the group. But it might also have been, to be fair, mate, that Croatia game happened that way because it was the first game of the group. Like, imagine a world where England were on 4 points going into that Croatia game. And Ghana were on 3. And Croatia were on 4. Yeah. Croatia would have been on 4. Would they? Yeah. No. Croatia would have been on 6. Croatia would have been on 6. Ghana would have been on 3. And England would have been on 4. Going into that final game. There's no way England would have played the way they did. England would have got... I think Croatia might have beat us in that circumstance, funnily enough. Because it would have been... Croatia already qualified. And England need to win. And hope that Ghana don't beat Panama, which they did, right? Zico is very underrated. Pete, get Neymar on. Pele would be more use, and he's no longer with us. City of Northville, they're fast, they're brave, they're quick, passing and clever. Mexico's a very good side. Mexico, I think, could knock England out. At the Azteca, I absolutely think they could do it. Obviously, they've got the small matter of Ecuador. I forgot who they got then. It's a small matter of Ecuador first. Is that at the Azteca? No, Estadio Banorte in Mexico City. Wherever that is. Another yellow card for Japan, is that? Well, Carlo Ancelotti's got a very, very big team talk. Because if Japan go through here, I don't know if he'll be able to go back to Brazil. If we went out to Mexico, Tuchel wouldn't be allowed back in the country. Honestly, I'm telling you now, I think even if England win the World Cup, I think Tuchel leaves at the end of the tournament. I think that's him done. I'm almost certain Tuchel's leaving after the tournament. Whatever happens. But I've not been impressed. Fan chats, 3-1 Brazil. You think Brazil come back and win this one? I do too, by the way. I think Brazil turn it round second half. I'm going to back Brazil. Vuyo, before this World Cup, I had my doubts as to the new format. Don't get me wrong. Definitely think FIFA had money on their mind with all this. But must admit, an amazing tournament so far. Yeah, do you know what? It's nice to hear some positive stuff about the World Cup. I have to agree. I think it has been a really, really good tournament. It's been enjoyable to watch. We've had some duff games as well. Canada wasn't great last night, but we plough on. Jamie Vargas, hello Key. I'll be at the Ivory Coast v Norway match. Found tickets for 600 apiece. You've got a lot of money, mate. So you're going to spend, what, $1,200, $1,800 on 2 or 3 tickets to Ivory Coast versus Norway? I mean, I know it's the World Cup and it's once in a blue moon, but wow. I hope you'll enjoy it, though, mate. I hope it's a fabulous game for you. Tuchel wins the World Cup and leaves the country as Sir Thomas Tuchel. Oh no, Sir Tommy Tuchels. Can't be doing with that. We can't be knighting a German. Can't be doing that. Fan chat says Ivory Coast would be great to watch them play with Speedster. Who's Speedster? I think I know who you mean. But are you referring to Jan Diamand or are you referring to Frank Kessie? Rapid Frank Kessie. Ben says this game's not ending with 22 players. No, there has been a fair bit of kicking out and lashing out, hasn't there? But again, it must be said, I don't know if people have seen this, but there's been a bit of bad blood between Japan and Brazil before this game. Japan, I think it was Kaishu Sano, funnily enough. I think it was the player who probably should have been sent off, and then the player that scores for Japan and puts them in front. Kaishu Sano did an interview the other day where he said, Brazil aren't what they used to be. And Carlo Ancelotti, it's angered quite a lot of Brazil's journalists, and apparently some of the players have been quite upset by it. And Carlo Ancelotti said in an interview, I'm not getting into these mind games. I'm not drawing into it. We'll do our talking on the football pitch. But Japan saying publicly, Japan, not a nation that have got a great history of going far in World Cups. Certainly not when they meet, your Brazils and maybe the greatest side in World Cup history. But to come out and say, yeah, Brazil aren't what they once were, it seems to have rattled Brazil, hasn't it? Mark Suffield, hi Key. On Toffee TV, they're doing a watch along, but also talking about kids today not playing footy in the street like we did. I was always out playing. Did you ever when you were young? Yes, mate. Yeah, this is again. We've talked about that same subject many times on this channel, and yeah, kids don't do it anymore, do they? When they finish school for the 6-week holidays, I don't think I was ever at home. I think my mum maybe saw me come in like late at night. She'd see me go out in the morning with a big bottle of pop. Like a big bottle of like dilute orange or something like that. Like just a little bit of Kiora. Like fill it with water, little dash of Kiora or something like that in it. And heading out at like 9 in the morning. Didn't come back till the lights came on. That's how it was always when I was playing footy as a kid. But that's not going to happen now. Kids, I mean, to be honest, I kind of don't blame kids not wanting to go out. Fan chat says Neymar comes in under or over 65 second half. After. Yeah, I think he's only going to come on late. Jamie, if England win the World Cup, I'll convert over to a Liverpool supporter just for you, Key. I don't think we have to worry about that, mate. I think you'll stay as you are. You play footy out in this weather and you'll come back a sizzling shawarma. Ryan, is Casemiro good still or not? He's good for a bit, then just turns awful. Mate, he's old. He's old, and this is what happens with age. He's just not as quick as he once was. His reactions aren't as quick as they once were. And he's just not able to get about the pitch as easily as he once did. So Casemiro is going to, unfortunately, I think, struggle for Brazil in this World Cup, and there's a reason maybe Man United didn't renew his contract. Matt says Gabriel twerking arse as always. Yeah, wasn't a great moment for Gabriel, was it, in that one? Jabber, to this day, Key never leaves home without a big bottle of pop. I've got my water. Got the old bottle of Arsenal. Casemiro has to come off. They now have a problem with Paquetá being injured too. Didn't some of the Brazil players say they couldn't name any Japanese players? Probably. Yeah, there has been a little bit of bad blood between Brazil and Japan in the build-up to this game, and it was always going to be fiery, and we've seen some yellows early in the first half. Possibly a red card. I still think Kaishu Sano should have been sent off, but we've had 2-3 yellows. Sano and Kamada have both been booked by Japan, both in the middle of the park as well. Casemiro's on a yellow as well. So you've got out of the 4 or 5 players that are playing in the middle of the pitch, 3 of them are on yellows. Lucia says, why do people still think Neymar can change games? I mean, I think he was brought as a cheerleader, Neymar. Does anyone really have faith that Neymar can genuinely come on and change the game? Yeah, I'm not. I think I'm with you there, Lucius. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. I don't think he'll change the game at all, but I have a feeling we're going to see Neymar. I think Carlo Ancelotti will have to introduce Neymar, and part of the reason he'll have to introduce Neymar is because if Brazil go out of this tournament and Neymar isn't on the pitch or hasn't been given 20, 30 minutes to change it, I think there'll be a massive, massive issue for Ancelotti when he gets back. I don't think he'll be able to nip down the favelas for a bottle of milk and a paper. Fairly confident Ancelotti doesn't nip down the favelas for a bottle of milk. Relatively confident about that. Japan looking very fluid in attacks, to be honest. I'm really starting to question everything that I thought about Brazil, because I really, really thought they would win this one and win it. I thought they'd score first. That's let me down. I was almost certain that they would. That's a great strike. It's a brilliant goal from Japan. I really thought Brazil would win it and go through quite comfortably in 90 minutes, let's say. Maybe it would be 2-0 or 2-1. But I thought they'd go through. The fact they've gone a goal down and honestly haven't worried Suzuki at all. They haven't. They've really not worried Suzuki at all in the slightest. David Ross, I think Ancelotti feels he can get something out of Neymar. Do you think? I think, maybe I'm just a cynic. It's one of many words that have been levelled at me over the years. But I would agree. I think Neymar's... I'll stick with what I said. I think he's a cheerleader. I think Neymar was brought because there was a massive uproar in Brazil when there was talk of his name being omitted. And there was a backlash, and it was kind of like, listen, you better just put him in the squad, because even if you just bring him off the bench in a few games, and I think that's how it is, to be honest. Anvil Vortex, it's the same with Cristiano Ronaldo as well as Neymar. Ego, central, dictating things and managers. Get one out of Neymar, a heel flick and a broken hip. He's going to come on, I'm telling you. I still like that man there, that man in the studio, Ange Postecoglou. I want to see him back in the Premier League before long. But here's the question. Will Japan be saying konnichiwa to the round of 16? Or will we be saying sayonara to the samurai? Will Brazil be saying hola or oi? Or will they be saying ciao? I didn't know ciao was like bye in Brazil. Ciao. Big Ange has to come back. I don't care. Says Brazil need Martinelli on the left ASAP. Yes, I would get Martinelli on as well. They definitely need. They definitely need some pace on that left-hand side. Has Neymar had an appearance so far, Key? I think he has. Sure he has, hasn't he? Yeah, Neymar came on v Scotland. 3-star, the cynic in me is saying, is this a true Brazil performance or one that is all part of a plan hatched up with FIFA and Trump to make sure the USA win the tournament? Trump is actively and aggressively pursuing that World Cup. Creed, you'd love Liverpool. You'd love Ange at Liverpool. Just admit it, Kate. Do you know what? I would. I'm not even kidding. I said this many times. I really would. I'd quite happily have Ange Postecoglou at Liverpool. In fact, I would go as far as saying, yeah. I mean, I can't argue. I was going to say something really extreme then, like I would rather have appointed Ange than Iraola, but I'm not sure I would go that far. But I would definitely. I wouldn't have been disappointed if Iraola had. If someone else had been chosen, and I wouldn't have been disappointed if Ange Postecoglou was that person. Oh, cheers, Anfield Vortex. What a guy. Nice fella. Just ignore this sad sack. He's desperate for a bit of attention. We'll just move him on. Yeah, you will just move him on. He's dead easy to move on. We don't necessarily need any of that. This charming Dan says people think Neymar can still change games because nostalgia is a hell of a drug. They have to bring him on because if they don't go and go out, if they don't and they go out, their fans will say we'd have won if Neymar was on. Yes, and that's exactly the type of thing that gets managers sacked, isn't it? Lewis, do you support Everton? I don't, mate. No, I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm a Liverpool fan, but I have seen that Everton have signed, or are about to sign, Hayden Hackney. We've been talking about that. To make it so, it's USA v Japan in the final. To Island hopping. Well, we're very close to the kick-off of the second half. We've got lots of new faces in the Tavern tonight. If you haven't yet, please do click like and subscribe. Was Key talking about himself or someone on TikTok? Hey, less of that. Less of that. David Ross, Ange should manage Palace. Well, Palace have already appointed Pierre Sage from Racing Club Lens, so that should be a good appointment. I think he did well for Lens last year. Adam sells shirts to the fanboys, but honestly, someone is at home that should be in the squad. Who would you have had? Who did Brazil leave out? Obviously, you've got a lot of injured players. Rodrigo, Estevao, Militao, lots of them injured. I guess João Pedro would have been the obvious one, wouldn't it? If Neymar didn't go, João Pedro probably would. He had a good season for Chelsea, so you would have imagined he would have been the standout sort of one that they would have taken. Ben, if you had a choice of your ideal Liverpool manager and 3 players who you could have next season, who would they be? Oh my God. I mean, you know my take, mate. I'd still have Arne Slot. I'd still have kept Arne Slot. So I'd have signed. Oh, I don't know. I'd have probably gone and got Elliot Anderson. Yeah, I'd have got Elliot Anderson. I'd have gone and got Alex Scott. And I'd have got Kvaratskhelia. Again, I'm not saying they're realistic. Alex Scott probably is. But the other two, probably not. But I'd have kept Arne Slot and I'd have had Alex Scott, Elliot Anderson and Kvaratskhelia. Timbo, I'm happy our best 2 attackers have a whole summer of rest. Yeah, Chelsea certainly got the best out of that deal, didn't they? I too wish you'd kept Slot. I really hope you keep Moyes. David Ross, here's one for you. 250 years ago, USA beat England in the War of Independence. How about USA v England in the World Cup final? Could that happen? Could that happen? Don't know if it could, you know. Aaron says, Kvaratskhelia, Anderson and I would have gone all in on Gay in January if I was Slot. I mean, I think, mate, Arne Slot wanted to sign a centre-back. I think he made that very clear, but he was just never in control of that stuff at Liverpool. No manager is. We don't have managers. We have coaches, and that's, again, what Iraola is. That's one of the problems we're going to have this season, that we're going to end up with a manager or a coach that's just... Yeah, he's just going to be at the mercy of the board. It can happen, but it will not. USA will get to the quarters, though. I was going to say, I thought we play USA earlier, don't we? I'm sure we play USA earlier. Houston alive with the Japanese. They're absolutely loving life, the Japanese fans, aren't they? Jabba, actually the war ended in 1783. Declaration of Independence was signed on July 2nd, 1776. Celebrated on July 4th. Look at us getting educated. I love that. The Tavern, not just a place of football and fun, but also of education. There's rumours about Hendrick to Liverpool as well. That's starting to happen in the last couple of days. Hendrick. I'm not sure I'd love that. I don't like him. Don't like Hendrick. Only because when he came to Liverpool, he played for Real Madrid against Liverpool, and he was an absolute shitbag. He kicked Canate and got him injured. It's just a little rat bag. Edno would have been great defensively for Japan, but they're doing really well. Here's a question. If Japan did have Wataru Endo, Mitoma, Minamino, you know, they've got some real talent that's left at home in this one. Endo, Mitoma and Minamino, all of whom you would imagine would have started. No Kubo as well. Takefusa Kubo's not on the pitch today. I would have thought we'd have seen him. Maeda, Ito and Ueda. But yeah, Takefusa Kubo is not starting. Anfield Vortex, so do you think Iraola had any say in the Munoz signing? Even with the Spanish links between them? I mean, I'm sure there was he'll probably have had the same amount of say as Arne Slot. Like, the club will sign players that they think will fit any manager they hire. And then they say to this manager, hey, what do you think about this guy? To see, maybe they get like a veto, but I don't think it wouldn't have been his player. Three-star key. I thought you said in the Forest v Liverpool game at the City Ground last season after that Anderson challenge, you wouldn't want him in a Liverpool shirt. Oh, you've got a long memory. You've got a very good memory there, three-star. Do you know what? I changed my mind. We've not got a combative midfielder, and we need one. So, yes, I would quite happily have had Elliot Anderson. Aaron, I don't think they'd be where they are if they were in the squad now. They look so fluid right now. Oh, yeah, the quiz. Quizzy rascals. And I did have you a quiz as well. Just completely forgot to do it. Next one. Promise you. Oh, hey, and speak of Hendrick, and here he is. Hendrick's on. Hendrick is coming on. Who for, I wonder? Who's he taking off? Paquetá, yeah. He's had a bit of an injury, I think, Paquetá, so Hendrick's coming on. Okay, here we go. Key the contradiction king. No, not a contradiction king, mate. I know when I'm wrong. And I frequently am wrong. It happens. Takes a man to say when he's wrong. Gotta hold your hands up. Nothing wrong with being wrong. Only a fool thinks he's always right. Long ball forward here from Japan. Yeah, I did think I was wrong once, but it turned out I was right. Japan has a long-term structural plan known as the JFA Pledge for 2050 to win the World Cup. Here's Brazil driving forward. Out to Vinny on the left. Got to put a good ball in. Dreadful ball. Easy for Suzuki. More of the same that we saw in the first half. This isn't good from Vinny. It's not good enough from Brazil. It's too easy, that. Whatever Ancelotti said to him at half-time, that can't be it. It can't be that Brazil are just going to punk crosses into the box. I'll be honest, the Japan defenders will deal with that all day. It's not like they've got a big bustling centre-forward, is it? You know, even if they had Igor Thiago in there, I'd say less, but it's Cunha. Cunha's not going to beat them in the air. Japan, ball in, far post. Brazil just about get a flick on it and clear it away, but Japan are not giving up. Got to go and get a second, maybe. Douglas with the throw-in for Brazil. Again, lots and lots of new faces in the Tavern tonight. If you've not already, do me a favour. Hit like, hit subscribe. We're live for every single World Cup game from here on in. Every single knockout game. I'm live for Germany, Paraguay after this. I'm live for Morocco and Netherlands tonight at 2 a.m. If you want to join me for any of them, please do so. Make sure you've liked, make sure you've subbed. Well, if you want to come back. If you don't want to come back, then that's fine too. I appreciate you being here anyway. If you enjoy these watch-alongs, if you enjoy having a chat about football as we go. Ben Key, do you think England look a bit Arsenal-esque? I think everyone looks a bit Arsenal-esque at the minute. That's part of the problem with modern football, isn't it? I think that's why a lot of people are not quite enjoying it as much. It's because football has been Arsenaled. It's been Arteta'd. Great run. That's got to be a yellow card, sir. It's got to be a yellow card. It is. Yellow card for Brazil. Yeah, it was quite an obvious one, that one. Silly tackle from Danilo on the counter-attack. Brought down Maeda. Just an elbow in the side of the face. It really was a silly, silly tackle. .48 on the clock. A long, long way to go. Cheers, Shahid. Come on, Japan, says Floverts. Everyone's supporting Japan tonight. All the underdogs. Loving Japan. Japan has the most vending machines of any country in the world. I think I might have told you that before. They even have vending machines for umbrellas in Japan. People can walk around and buy an umbrella if it starts raining. Brazil losing to Japan's reserves is amusing. And Brazil has won enough World Cups. They absolutely have. Yes. Far too many. I don't think Brazil do win it. I never thought they would win it. But I didn't think they'd go out to Japan either. That's a terrible bit of football. It really is. Flo, I think us Liverpool fans got a bit greedy after no one rejected us last season about Jan Diamand. Still don't think that one's totally cut and dry, by the way, mate. I don't think that's as easy as Jan Diamand wants to go to PSG. Don't take what Ornstein says as gospel. It might not be true. Clark Chester Lazo says Brazil need 5 more World Cups before they can win again. They need a big change in culture, it feels like, Brazil. They've got still capable of producing some wonderful players, but it feels like a bit of a... It's like they're all at odds with each other about what their identity should be. It's like they're trying to escape that sort of Neymar, Ronaldinho, Rivaldo, flick-flack, play good football era. They're trying to get away from that and they're trying to move more towards functional players. That's why we've seen players like Igor Thiago starting up front for Brazil. In what generation would Igor Thiago... That sounds disrespectful to Igor Thiago. He had a good season at Brentford. But when would you have ever seen a player like that that profile. When would you have ever seen a player like that for Brazil? Never. Would never have happened. I mean, even Brazil always had great technical players in the middle of the park. They've started this World Cup with Casemiro and Fabinho in there. They're both like 35, 36, whatever they are. Physical, disciplined players, you know where they need to be on the pitch, but they're not great technically, are they? It's just all a bit of a mishmash with Brazil, isn't it? Adam says, difference between Japan and Brazil. Japanese players go forward and backwards at the same pace. Timbo says 2014 Brazil started Fred. Started the decline. Fred was actually a good centre forward though, and he could move as well. He wasn't a target man. Brazil stand the ball up. Great effort, great header, and that's probably the first time we've seen any real save for Suzuki to make. And it was Bruno Guimaraes again. It's him who's been doing all of the driving forward from midfield. He's the only one in there that you would say, a bit of technical ability, can get on the ball, can produce. It's a lovely little ball in that from Danilo. And Bruno Guimaraes arrives late, heads it straight at Suzuki. Should he do better? Maybe, but it's a good chance. Here's Danilo again. Stood far post. Vinny's there. Japan get it away. Neymar is already apparently warming up. Neymar about to enter the fray. Oh, cleared away again by Japan. City of Northville, they'd never slum it with someone like Thiago. And Shahid says, that's true, Key. Didn't Diamant say last week, I won't decide my future till Ivory Coast are out the World Cup? A big part of me thinks Liverpool wouldn't go in twice for a player unless they had confidence, let's say. Real confidence that the player wanted to come to Liverpool. I just don't see that happening. Do you? Again, maybe I'm wrong. I just don't see it. I don't see Liverpool going in for a player and bidding again and again and again. Chance! Oh, it must be! How's that stayed out? Off the line from Japan! Oh my God, Brazil. And now Japan counter it with massive numbers. It's 4-on-3 if they get this right. Stood far post. It's it! Oh! That was the pass. Kamada was running onto the penalty spot. If he finds him, what a game this is. Suzuki has just made an unbelievable save. Brazil far post. It's headed back across the face of goal. It's off the line twice. It hits Tomiyasu. Oh, it could have even hit Tomiyasu on the arm there. It hits Tomiyasu in the face. In the face. In the face. And then cleared away off the line by Japan. Suzuki. Wow. What a game. And then it was end to end. Japan could have scored up the other end. This charming Dan says, I think Brazil should have had Casemiro on oxygen at half-time. It looked like he was pulling a cart behind him, trying to chase back before Japan scored. And Swifty, imagine in the 90s being told that Brazil's future centre-forward will be a Brentford player. Yeah, you'd have assumed there would have been some magical fall-off. Timbo, I'd love Neymar to come on and win it. Stick two fingers up to all you beigeier than beige football fans who hate anyone with sauce. You say all you football fans. You're really talking about me. Say it with your chest. You want Neymar to come on and absolutely stick it to Key. Ben, Key, are you skipping my comments? I didn't even see your comments. What's your comments? I haven't seen any of your comments. Jabber, wow. City of North Philly doesn't even blink after getting hit in the face. Tough like bamboo. Yeah. Oh, there you go. We've got one now. It's 1-1. It's Casemiro. I can't believe you were all giving him stick. You were all digging out Casemiro. I said, what a magical player. What a wonderful player. What a technical player. He's brilliant, Casemiro. Won't have a word said against him. Now he's not at United. But it is 1-1. It's a great header. There you go. Yeah, look at them. They're loving it. Vamos! Brazil 1, Japan 1, Casemiro header. Yes! We are back, baby. We are so back. He's all head. Where was he all game? Casemiro is many things, but he always pops up with huge goals. Got to give him that. He always has been pretty decent at set pieces, hasn't he? Yeah, and he's the back stick and just gets it. Gabriel as well with the assist. From one set piece king to another. Gabriel done what he's doing all season, which is pump it into the box. Game on now. Game on. Ben, cheers, 3-star, feeling the love again. Dude, honestly, don't take it personally. There's a lot of chats that go in. If I don't read a couple of comments, it really ain't you. I promise you. Key, Casemiro doing the 6-7 celebration. Ryan with the assist. It wasn't. It was Gabriel. Yeah, Gabriel with the assist. Right, Brazil 1, Japan 1. My prediction is still on. Brazil to win 2-1, I said. I'm sticking with it. Jabber, hard to believe Casemiro is tall enough to score a header. Just always reads the game well. I think that's the one thing you'd have said about Casemiro when he was in his peak at Madrid. He just knows where to be. He reads the game really, really well. And that is a very, very important skill on set pieces. He knows where the ball moves, how it moves, where it's going to drop. And his anticipation is absolutely brilliant. I think the only thing that he's losing and has lost to some extent, oh, Vinny, this is incredible. Brazil now driving at the box. Vinny, must be. Oh, what a save. Suzuki, you absolute monster. Oh, that's an absolute worldie. Vinicius Jr. with a little nutmeg drives into the box. Great little strike from the outside of the foot, and Suzuki with a wonderful save off the post. Game of the tournament so far, this. Wow. Excellent stuff. He's got the Japanese defenders on toast. He's got them on a seaweed roll. This game's going to be class now. Oh, it's a fabulous save, that, though. It really is. Excellent save from Suzuki. Swift hands from Suzuki. Very swift. That was very, very Partridge. Brazil will be Yamaha-ha-ha-ing all the way through to the next round. Should have had him on a tortilla and it might have gone in. Here's Japan down the left-hand side now. Maeda. Good football. Really good football. Alisson takes it. That's nice. Callum, one-man team, this Brazil side. No, they're not a one-man team. Casemiro's just proved it. I don't even know. Key, any more games tonight? Mate, honestly, why don't people look at the schedule? Why don't you bloody look at the schedule? I've got a schedule that shows it, and right here as well, throughout the live. For most of the live, you'll see that as well. But yeah, short answer, yeah, I'm doing more games later. This is much better from Brazil now. We said they didn't start the second half particularly well, and sometimes it just takes a bit of luck. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of something, and it just sparks them into life. And I think that chance there where they had the header cleared off the line and Suzuki made a couple of big saves. Maybe the one from Bruno Guimaraes where he heads it, Suzuki tips it wide. Couple of big moments like that, and it's just lifted the entire Brazil side. And it looks now, Japan are kind of riding a wave now. They need to just get through the next 5-10 minutes and keep it at 1-1. Because it's all Brazil now. Most dangerous time to... that's going to go out for a goal kick. Terrible. Key's crashing out. I am. Stop winding me up. Stop trying to wind me up. This is Natalie's man. This is Natalie's man from before, by the way. That relationship is gone now. Natalie's man. Yeah, I was going to say that's... I mean, great to have you back in, mate, but rule number one, don't change your TikTok username to the wife or whatever. Take it to something that you know you're going to love forever, like steak. Or, Ben, Key, love your channel, mate. Got to make kids tea. Catch it all on the next one. Take it easy, Ben. Take it easy. What are we making for him before you go? Turkey dinosaurs. Bit of Bernard Matthews. Other turkey drummers and chicken drummers are available. He's not paying me. I'm not promoting it. Casemiro reaches 12 goals for club and country this season. Tell you what, United could do with a midfielder like that, couldn't they? A deep-lying midfielder that can score the occasional goal. Or, Alisson, what are you doing? You know, Brazil, that's much better. Here's Vinny. Inside. Endrick, back to Vinny. Dancing through that midfield now. Japan, a lot more ragged. The shape's not quite as... I mean, it's still very deep. They've got... But they look a little bit more easily to be pulled apart here. Ryan, good football in the area. Dances through a few. Got to stand it up now. Again, Suzuki. I tell you what. Suzuki is a goalkeeper that many have looked at in the Premier League. Man United were very, very close to signing him. He's still only young. He's only 23, Zion Suzuki. I think there's a real top-class keeper in there. And if Liverpool are interested in a goalkeeper to replace Alisson Becker, I think we could do a whole lot worse than Zion Suzuki. Let's go and get him. Ben, Chippy. Chippy, you've got to go and make the kids tea. What are you having? Chippy. Didn't know you were working at the local fryer. Go into the Chippy's not making tea. Graham called you out there. Clips Market says, not long until Cunha wraps one top corner. You say that, Japan are in here. One-on-one. Sano. Strike. Oh, Alisson spills it. It's a good effort, but he wins it back there. That's all good. Yeah, I'd take him right away. I mean, United have already got Lamans. You guys can stay away. We've got Mamadashvili, and we probably do need a very decent backup keeper. Now, Suzuki's not going to come to Liverpool as a backup, but I think he might come if we make the case that there's a real possibility it's between him and Mama, because neither one of them nailed it, Alisson or Mama, last year. There was big talk about Alisson leaving Liverpool. Timbo, I might order some sushi to honour a Japanese team with great honour. Why don't you get some, is it Wagyu or Wagyu beef? That's Japanese steak, innit? City of Northville, we need a backup too, but it's not highest on the list of things we need. That's fair. We've got a succession plan. That's our problem. We did succession plan with Mamadashvili, but the backup situation hasn't quite worked out. Brazil have got Japan pending here. 65 on the clock. 25. Big last 25 to go. Plus added time. Vinny into... Japan clear it away again. The crosses are just too easy for them to clear away. Should have called your channel the Wagyu, Dad. You can order Wagyu beef from Burger King now, can you, Sarah? Oh, I didn't know that. Markham Joseph says, Hamzo Asashi, Vivo Japan. I'm not aware of that, but great. Konnichiwa to you too. Key saying Mama. What's up with Mama? That's his name. Mama Dash. All right, I'll give him the full name treatment. He's Georgian with a massive name. What about James Trafford as a goalie, Key? No. Nakamura and Doan have gone off for Japan. Who's come on? Sugawara, former Southampton defender, and another Suzuki. We've got 2 Suzukis on the pitch. So definitely a joke in that. 2 Suzukis on the pitch. Cunha out, Martinelli in. Why, says Julius. I mean, Cunha's not been brilliant. I don't think Cunha's had a good game. He's been a bit anonymous. So Martinelli just brings a little bit of pace. I think he can finish as well. I like Martinelli. I do like Martinelli. Considering apparently I hate Arsenal, I've always said I really like Martinelli. Cunha is either lighting up everything or invisible. And Sarah says, I'd rather get Kelleher back. I mean, again, yeah, Brentford aren't going to let him go cheap, are they? We let him go for, what, 12 million quid, was it? Somehow I don't see Kevin Kelleher coming back to Liverpool so easily. Key, I was given Lindor chocolate from my nan yesterday and she knows I hate it. But I ate it to not be rude. It's garbage. I quite like Lindor chocolate, mate. Might surprise you. The athlete I am. I do quite like a bit of Lindor chocolate from time to time. Fan chat. Hi, host. Who do you think are the 3 best teams to win the Cup? Well, my name's Key, by the way. Just a heads up. My name's Key Thomas. You people in the chat, they'll quite... In fact, we'll put that up. Let's put that up as a question. Thank you, fan chat. Who do I think are the 3 best teams to win the World Cup? Oh, that's a good question. I'd have to say France in 98. I mean, it's a little bit of recency bias, but I think I would say France in 98. I think I would say... Oh, it's tough. It's really tough because I think Brazil in 94 and Brazil in 2002. Brazil got to 3 finals running. So I don't think you can rule them out as one of the greatest ever World Cup sides. 94, 98, 2002, they were in every final. And they won 2 of them. So I'd give it just about to 2002 Brazil where they had Rivaldo and Ronaldinho. As opposed to Romario and Bebeto in 94. So I'm gonna go 2002 Brazil, France 98, and probably Spain. I'd have to say Spain. I think Spain, when they won it, they were just an incredible side. Controlled everything. Different type of football. Brazil in the 70s as well. See, I find it difficult, really, to throw that out there because, again, I didn't live that era. You know, Argentina 86 were unbelievable. Thought the West Germany side, when Lothar Matthäus and that, they were a brilliant side as well. There was a lot of fabulous sides. But if I'm saying the 3 best to win it, I would have to say it would be France 98, Brazil 2002, Spain 2010. Jabba, I was thinking about ordering sushi delivery, but then I remembered it's 35 degrees here and drivers go in the side quests with my food. We're having another hydration break here, folks. Thank you, fan chat, for your question. If anyone's got any other questions they want to put to the chat, get them in. We'll share them. Adam, Japan just hoofing panic stations. 68 minutes. Keep some possession. They've got to be a bit more confident on the ball, haven't they, Japan? But they might just be tiring a little bit. Callum says, crazy to think Messi could have been in that 2010 Spain team. Yeah. Yeah, that would have made things a lot different, I think, for a few World Cups, wouldn't it? Buyo, if I go to pee, is it a dehydration break? I like it. Well, Japan having a little team talk there. Moriyasu just giving them the final bit of advice he can do in normal time. Longest serving coach in Japanese football history, Hajime Moriyasu. He's also coached most of that squad, most of the Japan squad. Moriyasu coached at under 23 level as well. He's kind of followed them through their careers. Timbo, I honestly think even Brazil 2002 get dominated by 2010 Spain. They'd have 30% possession max. I think Brazil 2002 just had so many very, very good technical players in the 1v1s. They would have... I think they'd have dominated Spain. I actually think France would. I think if I'm ranking those three, if it's France 98, Brazil 2002, Spain 2010, they're the three best winners in my lifetime. I think Spain would be third. And I think it'd be Brazil first, France second. That France squad was unreal. Again, physical, like monsters, loads of pace, technically brilliant. Zidane, Thuram, Laurent Blanc was a wonderful defender. They had Henry, they had Trezeguet. Stefan Guivarch. David Stewart says, 2 Suzukis on the pitch. Police officer cries, I'm going to have to give you a citation. Fan chat says, prediction needs to be changed to free kicks. Possible. What? Who's going to have the most free kicks? Well, we can get rid of the prediction. I mean, the prediction's 56%. I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's create a slightly new poll. Vinny in the area, cleared away. Right, here we go. Let's have a new poll. Get your answers in the chat. Mr. Al-Shamari, who do you think has been the best keeper at the tournament so far? Well, I'll tell you what I would say. There's been a number of fantastic keeper performances. Brazil far post. It's going to be a corner, is it? Yeah, Eloy Room of Curaçao against Ecuador, where he makes 15 saves. Again, they were all pretty simple saves. You'd have to say Vozinha for Cape Verde against Spain made a couple of big saves. The two that stand out to me, though, honestly, would be Beeranvand for Iran against Belgium. I thought he was absolutely wonderful. And I would say the same for Suzuki today. I think Suzuki might go in my team of the tournament so far, goalkeepers-wise. Callum, what about Italy's side? What, Italy in 2006? No, that Italy side I thought were incredibly lucky, to be honest. Fan chat says, name the best ever players you've watched to ever play this game. Oh, there's a lot of them. My favourite all-time player is Ronaldinho. He made it fun. I don't see how any team ever would get the ball off Busquets, Xavi, Fabregas with Iniesta on the left. Complete midfield domination. I know, but I think after so long... But teams did beat them, right? Teams did beat them. Switzerland beat them that year, didn't they? Switzerland were able to beat them in 2010, and then they went on and won the tournament. David Ross says, Croatia's keeper against England. Yeah, he was all right, actually, as well, Livakovic. Do you know, I think what we should do, or I'd like to get people's takes on, like, talented young players or talented players we've seen at this tournament that we're kind of expecting to have breakouts in the next couple of seasons. Zion Suzuki at 23 fits that profile. That's why I'm raising it. But maybe you'd look at people like Buadi as well. Buadi's been brilliant. And Bokazi last night for South Africa at Chicago Fire. He's only a young centre-back. I think he won't be at Chicago Fire very long. Be quite a few Premier League teams and teams across Europe taking a look at him. Alex Freeman who plays for Villarreal. He's unbelievable right back for the US. He's been astonishingly good. Martin Bacirina for Croatia has really impressed me as well. I think he's been terrific. Caleb Urenki for Ghana has had a couple of really good games. Yeah, there's been a few, haven't there? Obviously, Jan Diamand is one that people would mention because he's being linked with massive moves. But there's a lot of very, very talented young players at this World Cup. Nick says the heatwave traumatised me so much I'm too scared to check the weather app anymore. Adam says, I originally went for England, but watching our defence were cooked. Well, 35% of you so far saying Spain, 29% France, Argentina 12%, and 24% of you think someone else. Cape Verde says Shahid. There's been a lot of very, very talented goalkeeper performances in this World Cup, but I genuinely do think Suzuki today's up there with the best of them. I know he's only made 4 saves, but I think they've been 4 very, 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 very good saves, and he's claimed everything. When you look at how many crosses that Brazil have actually put into the box, yeah, look at that, 30 crosses. Brazil have put 30 crosses into the box, and I think Suzuki's claimed about 27 of them, 28 of them. He's just everything. He's got sticky hands. Don't start, Timbo. That Spain team was so good. Juan Mata could barely get in the squad. And City of Northville says Bouadi from Morocco has been great. Manzambi from the Swiss as well. Yeah, Manzambi's been another good one. Another couple of good players in there. I think Sano as well. Kaishu Sano's had a good tournament. There's Daichi Kamada's come off. And Ao Tanaka, Leeds midfielder. Ao Tanaka's come on. Argentina have the worst team of the 4, but by far the best mentality. And Mbaye has done well for Senegal. Alaj Begovic, of course, from Bosnia, just signed for RB Salzburg. Oh, sorry, Leverkusen, isn't it? He's been at RB Salzburg. He's just signed for Leverkusen. Alaj Begovic scored a really good goal the other day against Qatar. Cheers, Adam. Thanks very much for that. And Anfield Vortex, thank you very much. Man United are after him, I've heard today. Who? Suzuki? They've been after him for a long time. Somehow I can't see United getting in another goalkeeper, though. 79 on the clock. Brazil. No, what are you doing? There was a moment there when it looked like he was going to head it back to Alisson and he wasn't going to get it. 12 on the clock. Please, I need a late winner. Don't want this one going to extra time. I think it will, though, but I really don't want that extra time. I need Brazil and over 1.5. I need a late Brazil winner here. Rob, if the tournament stopped now, who would be player of the tournament and young player of the tournament? That's a good question. If the tournament stopped right now, right at this moment, who would be player of the tournament and who would be young player of the tournament? Let's ask the chat that one. That's a very good question. Player of the tournament, I think you'd be hard pushed not to give it to Messi. Young player of the tournament. Young player of the tournament. I mean, it'd have to be Jan Diamand, wouldn't it? I think Jan Diamand it would be. Just because of how he has been a real star at this World Cup. I think it would be him. Player of the tournament is obviously that Jordan keeper. Brazil's bright spark has been Bruno G, says Joe. He has been very good. Adam says Bouadi for young player. Yeah, Bouadi's had a good tournament. But I would say Messi and Diamand would be the two. Created a lot of chances for the Ivory Coast and just caused absolute havoc. I think the fact that he scared the life out of Hincapié in that Ecuador game to start with, that kind of set the tone for the World Cup. And he was the same against Germany as well. Bellingham still qualifies for young player, doesn't he? Bellingham's not had that good of a tournament, has he? Swifty, Dembele for the hat-trick the other night. Yeah, Dembele, Mbappe, you'd be hard pushed to rule them out. I think Elise has had a good tournament as well. He's not necessarily got on the score sheet quite as often, but he's played a really big part for France. Vinny not quite able to get past those Japan fullbacks. They're doubling up on him. Joe, I think Manzambi for young player of the tournament from Switzerland. Oh, you're so transparent, Joe. Just because he's linked with Newcastle. God. Can't have an opinion unless it revolves around Newcastle. 22. Unk of the tourney. Vinicius, great defending from Japan. And then punted into the area to nobody, really. Brazil started to get a bit desperate now, last 10. It's kind of... the second half is finishing a little bit like how the first finished. Brazil have had that moment where they looked like they were on top. They looked like they were going to win it. And Japan have rode through that storm and they've come out the other side. They look quite comfortable now, Japan. Brazil have got them penned in the area, but they're not really doing anything with it. 9 minutes, 8.5 minutes of normal time left, plus added time. Difficult to see how many. Maybe you might get 6 minutes at the end of this one. Switch of play. Japan have got everybody back. Absolutely everybody back in their own penalty area. They've made 4 changes compared to Brazil's 2. Martinelli and Hendrick are the only changes Brazil have made to this point. Martinelli coming on for Cunha, Hendrick for Lucas Paquetá. It's going to go out for a goal kick. Again, very easy this stuff. Very, very easy to defend. Joe, is that you being Aggie Key? Where's Diamond gone? No, it's not me being Aggie. It's just me being a good observer. Where's Diamond gone? He's not gone anywhere yet. He's still at Leipzig. That may be where he remains. Yamal will be 2 Ballon d'Ors in by 22. Young player. Adam says, is Joe Geordie Josh in disguise? No, I think Geordie Josh is a bit more. Geordie Josh is a bit more tolerant. Joe's a hothead. Joe's not having a great time at the minute because his club's just appointed a Sunderland legend. Oh, that's a free kick, referee. Let's get a check on that one. Yellow card. Oh, it's a shocking tackle. Absolutely shocking tackle, that. Suzuki. Yeah, he flew into him like a Suzuki as well. Great run. And Danilo brought down, chopped down, scythed down. Mowed down by Yonosuke Suzuki. Neymar to come on and miss a penalty kick. You heard it here first, says Rob. Here we go. Here we go. This is the chance. This is where it's going to come in here. Anfield Vortex, I've posted your recent Diamond video on my page, mate. Very good. Oh, cheers. Thank you. I didn't see that. Thanks, mate. Appreciate that. Here we go. Free kick, Brazil. Good opportunity to feed it into the area. Bruno. Is it going to be an in-swinger? It is, and it's flicked on over the bar for a corner kick. Losing the integrity of the channel. We never had any to begin with. Ethan, is the wife and kids on holiday yet, Key? Sounding very sinister, that, Ethan. I'm only kidding. Yeah, mate, they've gone. They've left me. Yeah, they've gone. I've got a bachelor pad now till the end of this World Cup. I'm counting the days. Brazil, corner, flicked on. Japan headed away. 5 to go. Vinicius Jr.'s got it. Into the area. We've got a Brazil player down. What the pissing hell is that? It's a Brazil player down in the area. Is it Martinelli? It's not like him to dive. It's not like Martinelli to go down. Can't believe that. No, it must be a penalty, that. Must be a penalty, because Martinelli playing for Arsenal would never ever dive. Oh, hey, I think there was a stiff breeze there that just caught him in the cheek. Little stiff breeze. Anfield Vortex, I don't work for Key. Checking the post, but tap and share, please, everyone. Thank you very much, sir. What a guy. City of Northville, Japan are short in stature, but mentally they're as tall as Fuji. Every post tonight from you sounded like a Japanese proverb. I feel like I'm listening to Kill Bill. What's the guy who makes the swords in Kill Bill? Hattori Hanzo. Hey. Yes. I wonder if the Blue Samurai have commissioned a special Hattori Hanzo sword. If they make it all the way. Japan crossing. Brazil just about clear it away. And now counter-attack. Hendrick doesn't get anything on it. I told you he's an absolute liability, him. Here he is again. Hendrick drives forward. It's a good pass this time, but a bit too much on it. And Suzuki puts it out for the throw. Prince Rupert says, Brazil players learning from Neymar, obviously. And Jabber, I think, Japanese nutritionists discovered zinc. Well, their biggest exports, believe it or not, are Toyota and robotics, as well as anime. They're a cultural superpower, Japan. Japan playing a slow tempura second half. Oh, slow tempo. Oh, that's dreadful. Hang your head in shame, sir, for that one. I roared and I rampaged and I got bloody satisfaction. Japan's motto for this game. Nice. Free kick, Brazil. Timbo Key loves the anime, especially the kind that begins with a H. Hanime? Hanime. Can't say I'm familiar. That's from Kill Bill, is it? I roared and I rampaged and I got bloody satisfaction. I don't remember that line. I'm sure you're right. Ball whipped in, edge of the box. Suzuki comes out and claims it. Vinny, hit it! This is your chance! Oh! Big deflection. It's going to be another corner, Brazil. Fan chat says this should give yellow or red cards. They should give yellow or red cards to flippers and dives. Major turn off to the sport. You're fooling no one, Key, deviant. Very much alleged. Brazil with the cross into the box. Header. Where's Gabriel when you need him? It's out to the right-hand side. Vinny, go on, get at him. Get at him. No. What is the issue? Get it in the box. Oh, he shit him. What are you doing? Oh, he's at least won it back. Fair enough. And a free kick and a yellow card. Surely, ref. Surely. Come on. 60 seconds plus added time left. Terrible ball in. Suzuki with the claim again. And a quick roll out as well. Japan aren't giving up here. They're not, slowing the game down. They're still going for it. Lovely ball to the right-hand side. Got to get bodies in the box, though. They're massively outnumbered here. Oh, what a run this is. Go on. Good crossing here. Japan are really going for it. If Brazil can't win it, I'd love Japan to nick it. You won't fool Timbo, Joe. Glad you can see through him, mate. Birds of a feather, you two. Birds of a feather flock together. Brazil are playing with two left feet, says fan chat. I think you're right, mate. It's been a very poor performance from Brazil. We've got 6 added minutes. Who's gone down here? Casemiro. Not like him. It's not like him. What was the name of David Carradine's character in Kill Bill? The lover of Beatrix Kiddo. Fabinho about to enter the fray here. Five left to go. I think we might be carrying on all the way through here because something tells me we've got extra time and probably penalties in this one. Okay, do you know you're destroying the environment with them plastic bottles? Just disgusting from you, mate, to be honest. I know, and it's awful. It's absolutely awful. I feel deep shame every single time I go and buy them. Fan chat, I've subscribed and liked your channel. Thank you. Appreciate you, mate. Very, very kind of you. Very kind of you. Lovely to have you in the chat. Got a great bunch of people here. Apart from Joe and Timbo tonight, you'll fit right in. Four to go. Fabinho on for the last 4 minutes, and Japan might nick it here. They might nick it. Brazil, get it up the pitch. You're not going to win playing like that. What the pissing hell is that? Here's Hendrick. Final ball's got to be right here. It's corner ball. Corner Brazil. 3 to go. Please keep referring to Key as host. You fucker. Yeah. Please, by all means, keep referring to me as host. Ask me to show the game. Ask why I hate Arsenal. And just generally, just give me shit all game. Yeah, it's kind of what... It's called the Matchday Tavern, but I can't actually ban anyone from here. Fabinho. Fucking hell, he's not Casemiro, is he? Not with that header. 50p head. Two and a half. 2.5 left. Do we think we've got a late winner in this one? Or is it going to extra time? Come on, one big chance, please, Brazil. Proper shit performance, this, innit? Like a properly dreadful performance from Brazil. It's been a great game. Like, credit to Japan. I'm not knocking Japan at all. But my God, from a Brazil point of view, you definitely raised eyebrows here. Get out of my pub. Yeah, are you doing any more games tonight? Why have you moved channels? Honestly, if anyone who's been here for a while asks those questions, immediate 24-hour suspension. That's what I'm going to have to empower the mods to do. Immediate 24-hour suspension for anyone found to be taking the piss. If there was ever a last 32 game, it's this. Brazil, drive forward. This is the chance. In the area. Hendrick loses it so easy. Bruno, must be! Oh yes! There you go! Brazil have nicked it! It's Martinelli! Yes! They've done it! Get in there! I said it was going to be him as well! Martinelli, these Arsenal fans don't know what they've got! They don't know what they have with this kid! He's their best attacker! He's better than Saka! He's better than bloody Gyökeres! No chance! He could never! Martinelli in the bottom corner, 2-1. Get in there! If they sign Morgan Rogers over him, they ain't winning shit. Absolutely incredible. Great finish from Martinelli. It's 2-1. Brazil absolutely break Japanese hearts there. It's a disgusting end to the game, quite frankly, because they've been terrible. They've been absolutely terrible, Brazil. But what a pass that is. Great first touch with the left. Fabulous finish with the right. Suzuki gets a big hand on it, but just can't quite keep it out. Oh, it's a great finish. It's a fabulous finish to a fabulous, fabulous game. Horrible for Japan. Belgium eliminated them in the last minute in 2018 as well, yeah. And this is exactly what we're going to see again. It's so disappointing for them. But what a result for Brazil. What a finish. What an end to this game. What an end. Can we get a VAR check on it? There's no VAR on that one, sir. Suzuki slams the ground. He's raging. He needs... I was going to say he needs some sort of a... He needs his brakes checked. Anfield Cop says, I had a million errands to run today, but I had to check in. Good to see you, man. Great goal for Brazil, though. Really was. And Japan making some much-needed changes in the last couple of minutes. Daisen Maeda has gone off, and Ogawa has come on. And Danilo's coming on. Danilo Santos, the Botafogo midfielder. Former Nottingham Forest midfielder, Danilo Santos. He didn't really do much at Nottingham Forest, did he? Gone back to Brazil and had a half-decent career. Anfield Vortex, poor Japan, I really feel for them. They've worked so hard. Yeah, they don't deserve to go out like that. Definitely not. Key's going to have to Uncle Phil through the front door, some of you lot. Yeah, they'll be getting jazzed out the front door. Fan chat says, terrible Japan, so close to a shootout and lost it in final minutes. Wow. Unbelievable game. Truly brilliant game. Listen, if you've enjoyed this one, I'll just say it again before we end this game, because it is nearly full time. If you've not already, do me a favour. Lots of new faces in the tavern tonight. If you're enjoying these watch-alongs, make sure you hit like. It takes you 2 seconds, helps me immensely. But if you can hit like, if you can subscribe, you'll see this happening. You'll see more of these feeds popping up on your homepage in future. We're doing 2 more games tonight. We're doing Germany-Paraguay at 9:30. I'll be back at 9:15 for that one. And we're doing Netherlands versus Morocco at 2 a.m. UK time. I'm going to be up for that one as well. So I am live now for every single game, all the way through to the World Cup final. And we're going to be eating. We're going to do a bit of a World Cup final mukbang. I've decided I'm going to do a smattering of dishes. I'm going to try and get Sopa Paraguaya as well for City of Northville, because I know he was looking. He wanted to see what that looks like. David Ross, the Seleção. I think this is one of the most average teams I've ever seen from Brazil. The Arsenal said, good shout earlier, Key, by the way. You was doubting whether Rodgers is better than Martinelli. I did say. I'm telling you. I mean, this one goal doesn't necessarily prove anything, but I still 100% believe that Martinelli is a better player. This charming Dan, at least this game was better than that pile of shite last night. Feel so sorry for Japan. Think they probably deserved extra time. It's back with Suzuki now. We are in the 100th minute, and it really is the last throw of the dice for Japan. Suzuki pumps it long. Referee's not looking at his watch just yet. Japan need to get it forward. They need to win these. Oh, that's bad. It's in the corner. That's better. That is much better, but Brazil pump it away. And I think that might just be that, to be honest. I can't see him... Yeah, there you go. I think he's blown it, has he? Has he blown it? No? There was a moment there. He's telling the players to get off the pitch. I think there's some players about to run on the pitch for Brazil. Japan launching in the box here. Cleared away. And I think that's it. There you go. That time they've done it. Martinelli with a huge goal. He drops to the floor. Massive, massive moment that for Martinelli. A huge win for Brazil. Can't really argue they deserved it. Really harsh on Japan. The Japanese are gutted. They've all dropped to their feet as well. Dropped to their knees, rather. And it's absolutely shocking. Poor young lad in the stands there crying. Sad. Very sad. That's what football does to you. Prediction right as well. I said 2-1, didn't I? I did call it. 2-1 Martinelli to make a difference. I hate being this right. I hate being this right. It's an absolute bloody vice, it is. It's awful. Gabriel celebrates not needing to take a penalty. Oh, God. Right, well, anyway, I'm going to be back in about 1 hour's time. Hopefully you'll join me. If you've not already, do me a favour. Hit like on this video. Make sure you've subscribed. I am going to be back in 1 hour and 12 minutes for Germany versus Paraguay. That one I can't wait for, to be honest. Are Germany going to be able to get past Paraguay as easy as we all think they might? As easy as we all think they should? Gustavo Alfaro, who's a greengrocer by trade, actually, broke down in tears. Absolutely broke down in tears when they qualified for the World Cup. And, yeah, should be a huge, huge game, that one. 9:15 kickoff. I'll see you all in about an hour's time. Please hit like, subscribe if you're new. I'll see you all shortly. Ta-da.